How y'all doing?
Hey, Nolan. Just coming off your rehab, how are you feeling physically? And I guess as kind of the elder statesman in the safety room with the most experience at the position, how much of a leadership role have you taken on?
Yeah, starting off with surgery. Throughout the spring, I got to kind of just sit back and coach up the young guys and just be with them at practice and giving them tips. And then throughout the whole COVID quarantine deal, it really was probably the best thing for me. Just gave me plenty of time to rehab, on my own and get that strength back. But yeah, as far as leadership goes, it's been great. These guys are just super bought in. We got a great group of young safeties and DBs, just super athletic, and they've really bought in and really bridged the gap of inexperience throughout this quarantine with meetings and everything. So it's been a good time.
Hey, Nolan, you mentioned the young guys in the secondary. You guys obviously have 3 starters to replace back there. Just how do you see that shaking out, and what are some young guys that have kind of caught your eye so far?
Man, they've all done a great job. Landon has obviously stood out. He's very rangy, makes a lot of plays, freaky athletic. Joseph Charleston, Ray Thornton, both of them, as long as Jalyn Phillips, all of them, have just done a great job, learning the defense and, getting a bunch of reps and, making plays out here. Joe's really caught my eye too. He's a thumper. He likes to hit. We got some physical dudes back there. So, it's been good. Good to see.
Nolan, Trevor was telling us the other day that he and Darian, they expressed how they feel safer playing football and in the controlled environment that you're in than they otherwise would be, out in society with the rest of the student body. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, for sure. Our facility, our staff, the people who run it, have done an excellent job, of keeping the place clean. I think it's probably the cleanest place out here. Otherwise, if we didn't feel that way, if we didn't feel safe with the protocols and, the stuff the doctors are doing for us, we wouldn't be out here. But, we've all kind of rallied together with that. And, we feel that this is a safe place for us and so we can keep playing football.
Hey, Nolan, it's David Hood. Obviously, you don't want to be injured. You don't want to have to sit out. But what did you learn by watching and maybe, looking at a little more film? What is it that one big takeaway from being out during the spring?
Yeah, I thought it was great for me, to kind of sit back and just kind of watch and learn kind of the defense as a whole, pick up on just really mastering what everybody else is doing and not just my position. And, and when you can sit back and teach something, that ultimately you mastered it. So, when I'm sitting back there teaching the young guys, what to do here and what to look for here and, just the defense as a whole, ultimately everything, just starts clicking and you just got a great feel for it. So, in the spring was just a great time for me to kind of sit back and just, observe everything as a whole. And I thought that, really, I took another step in my game throughout the spring just by, watching and teaching.
Hey, Nolan, it's Anna Hickey with Clemson 24/7. What have you seen just being in the back end from Andrew Booth since he's been back since, missing the spring?
Yeah, no, it's been great seeing Booth out here. He's a little banged up last year. And, seeing him out here, at full speed, you really get to see his athleticism and just how dominant he is as a corner. He's got a, really bright future. He's, freaky athletic, just got a ton of potential. So, it's going to be fun to, watch him grow this season and, out here at camp as well.
Nolan, everybody likes to talk about the young guys coming in. Any offensive guys, any of the newcomers kind of jumped out to you?
Oh, yeah. These new running backs, they got the juice. They're the real deal. They're going to be special. EJ Williams out there, he's so fast, runs good routes, and, wants to learn. Brandon Spector throughout the spring and summer, I thought is really taking his game to another level too. Just super twitchy, super fast, runs good routes. And, he's really making a big jump out there. So, yeah, a lot of those, receivers and running backs.
Hey, Nolan, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. There's been a lot of talk about a possible association. Would you be supportive of that? And you think that's a better option than a players union?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's just been a lot of talk about potentially forming a players association. Would you be
Yeah.
supportive of that? And do you think that would be better or worse than maybe forming a players union?
Yeah, I think it's always, important to hear from a player's perspective. So I think, I'd be supportive of that. If a group of guys are nominated to, kind of, give their input or, have people to, give their opinions to and oversee. So, yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem.
Oh, and
Paul
Trevor.
Strelo. Go ahead, Trevor.
Trevor again with CUTigers.com. You're talking about the young wide receivers. What about DJ? Coach Sweeney said back in April that sometimes his arm is so strong, sometimes he makes Trevor look normal. Have you been impressed with his arm strength?
Yeah, he can spin it. It's fun to watch. We have a super impressive group of quarterbacks back there. I mean, obviously not everywhere you go, you see that talent back there at quarterback and the depth we've got to. Tyson is also a baller. And, but DJ, I mean, obviously his arm strength is super impressive. I mean, he can throw the ball probably 100 yards. I don't know. But, the velocity that he puts behind it, he's starting to, get the offense down too. So he's going to be a special player.
What is it that makes Lannden Zanders so special? He looks, when I watch him run and play, he looks so smooth back there. But, just from your standpoint, what makes him special?
Yeah, definitely what you're saying. He's super smooth. He's got great technique in all his movements. He's super humble guy too. He's really just, kind of sat back and just watched and observed and really taken his game to another level just from learning the defense. So once you learn the defense, everything starts moving faster. So obviously he comes in with a lot of athleticism. And, once you, start learning the defense and, picking up on some of the offensive keys, he can really just make plays. And that's really what he's done out here.
And Dabo was talking yesterday about the nickel position and kind of the search for the replacement there. How important in your mind is flexibility going to be at that position for whoever wins the job, or however you rotate at that position?
Yeah. Well, first of all, nobody's worked harder than Mike Jones in this offseason. He's really just bought in, and he's just been working. I mean, all he does is work and grind, and he's taking his game to another level. So it's been fun to watch him, come out here and just play and, really just show his improvements out here on the field. But, yeah, it's super important with flexibility. I mean, obviously, when you got a guy like Isaiah Simmons leaving, everybody kind of expects like that level, but they're different players. And they've got different games to them. Mike's better than Zay at some things, and obviously Zay has a, freaky talent of his own. But, we're very multiple with our defense, and we do a lot of things. And, I think Mike's really stepped up.
I guess I was talking more about that third cornerback when you do go to a true nickel. Dabo said you guys are rotating multiple players there. Maybe Goodrich, maybe a young safety could play there. Just what have you seen from that position?
Oh, yeah. Same thing, like see Malcolm Greene in there some, Malcolm's just, he's a freak athlete as well. Just a great football player. Loves the game, loves to practice. Seeing him making some strides out here, guys like Mario and Lee that come in and play that as well. Just putting some cover guys in there. And, obviously, helps us, play in the back end when you got a bunch of good man-to-man cover guys up. So, we're pretty multiple with that.
There's been some rave reviews. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
There's been some rave reviews so far from Greene. In your mind, where does he have to improve the most in order for Venables to just feel fully confident throwing him out there, maybe as a starter? I mean, if he's not already there.
Just learning the defense. That's the biggest thing, for a young guy coming in, is learning the defense, and then also, learning offensive tendencies and just pick it up on the game. And that comes with film and experience, and he'll get there. But that's just probably the toughest thing from a true freshman standpoint to pick up right away. And so with the rest of this fall camp and film and stuff that we're going to do in the facility, he'll improve with that.
I know you don't get a lot of time to watch those defensive linemen, but that defensive line I'm sure looks a little different to you this year.
Yeah.
What do you see out of those younger guys that bring so much athleticism there?
Yeah, I mean, when you bring in guys like Brian and Miles Murphy and Capehart and Trey, you know, I mean, they come in and, you know, they look the part. They're ready to play. And just same thing, you know, true freshmen, you got to get them in there, learn the playbook, you know, get some experience, get them in some good on good stuff with the ones and, you know, let them rep and just, you know, get them used to, you know, playing at this level. And, but yeah, it's all mental for them. Because obviously physically they're there.
Hey, Nolan, this is Grace from The Athletic. Darian was telling us earlier this week that the seniors had voted to lift the social media ban for the season. And I was just wondering if you could kind of share your perspective and kind of what that conversation was like.
Yeah. So obviously that was kind of put in place a while back. And, you know, this year, you know, up and coming, they're going to have the name, image, likeness thing. I guess not while I'm here, but so ultimately, you know, we kind of talked about letting guys, you know, being able to, you know, build their brand during the season as well. And, you know, we're going to try to do that with, you know, limited distractions as possible. But yeah, you know, I'm supportive of that. You know, we came together as a group of seniors and decided that was best, you know, just going forward. So pretty easy decision.
Nolan, as a senior, I mean, obviously guys don't play the same position, but being on defense and being a leader, what have you seen from Xavier Thomas? I know he's out there, but not necessarily, you know, obviously not with you guys, but you see him in the facility and working out. What has been his mindset from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he's here every day. He's watching. He's getting better. He's been working hard, working on his body. And, you know, just it's good to see him out here as an older guy, you know, kind of looking after the younger dudes, you know, giving them some wisdom and then just taking, you know, time to work on himself. So, you know, it's been good to see him. I mean, he hasn't missed a beat. He's been doing everything we've been doing, just getting his body back right.
Nolan, to follow up on Josh's question from earlier, what do you see as the difference between a players association and a union? I know there's been some discussion about that.
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure when you unionize, I think that's when I'm not really sure the money starts getting involved in that deal. But I think the Players Association is just kind of would be a group of guys from, you know, just around the country that can, you know, get together and talk and, you know, give ideas and opinions to, you know, the higher up people in the NCAA and, you know, just gives the players another voice, you know, within college football.
Jalyn Phillips bounced around a little bit in the, you know, played a little Sam, played some both safety spots. What have you seen from him this camp?
Yeah, JP's been super impressive. You know, they've thrown him around everywhere. You know, he's played Sam, he's played dimes, played strongs, played free. You know, they're tossing him around, and you know, as a younger guy, that can be overwhelming. You know, just having all these plays and, you know, a bunch of stuff thrown at you like that. And he's been super mature about it. And, you know, all he's done is work. And just in the film room, you can tell by the questions he asks and, you know, the answers to questions. And, you know, he's just doing a great job of just studying and learning. And he's going to be a great player here.
Nolan, as an Alabama guy, how cool was it for you to see Coach McCorvey inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago?
That's awesome. You know, I love Coach McCorvey. He's such a great mentor for, you know, so many guys here. He's just seen so much, has so much wisdom, and it's just, you know, super deserving. You know, he's just such a great coach, a great man, and it's just super cool to, you know, see him get that honor.